Welcome to Bio on the Street!
I'm Maria.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Jill.
And today we're walking around Providence College campus.
We're going to be quizzing students on their knowledge of freshwater biology and how it impacts them and the communities around them.
Come along with us.
Where do you think the sewage from PC goes?
I really couldn't tell you that. I know it's in the area behind Ray because I can smell it, but as far as where it ends up, I really have no idea.
Physical plant has something to do with it, and then they like do the piping. Where it goes is beyond me.
Well, it's collected in the drain system. And then, Gretchen, where does it go after that? The ocean.
Underneath the Ray. Yeah, retweet.
Behind Raymond Dining Hall.
Into the sea. The ocean. The ocean. The ocean.
Well, there's a process. You go down in the ground, through pipes, underneath the school.
Behind Ray, like in between the security office and Ray.
Where it smells?
Yeah, it smells awful.
The ocean.
The ocean?
Like a sewage treatment plant.
The wastewater from Providence College leaves the school through our drainage system and is pumped to Fields Point Water Treatment Facility. Here it goes through a series of tanks and clarifying processes. These processes are very important to ensure that the water is clean and healthy enough to be reintroduced to the Providence River. The preliminary treatment process consists of screening, primary clarification, and removal of sludge, fat, oils, and grease within grit chambers. Secondary treatment consists of an activated sludge process using aeration, followed by final clarification. The water is then disinfected with sodium hypochlorite within the contact tanks. This water then goes through dechlorinization and the treated effluent is discharged into the Providence River. The Fields Point Water Treatment Facility is regulated by what is known as the Narragansett Bay Commission. The Narragansett Bay Commission took over Fields Point during bad conditions in order to treat wastewater and protect the environment and overall public health in the Rhode Island area. Certain things that you should absolutely not throw down your toilet, sinks, or drainage system include paper towels, feminine products, baby wipes, and even flushable wipes. So I'm sure you both are aware of Hurricane Harvey that was a detriment to the Houston area. Why was the Houston area in particular so negatively affected by this flood?
Because Texas is a dry climate, maybe?
Drier area technically, I don't really know. But like dipping down there, like Texas is kind of on the lower playing field, so they get like all the water like coming at an angle and like we're higher,
elevation.
Like elevation, yeah.
Is the land lower? How do you say that?
The sea level?
Yes, below sea level.
Or their temperature?
They probably didn't have enough like resources for that sort of situation. I know a lot of places have like sumps and like extra sewage, like sewers or like water drains for those situations, and I'm sure Houston, since it's such a dry climate, probably didn't have those resources available.
One factor that contributed to the especially detrimental effects of Harvey is the unbridled, rapid population growth of the Houston area. The population of Houston has increased very quickly in the past few years. This, accompanied by poor planning for carefully managing land use, such as housing, businesses, roads, parks, and sewers, resulted in Houston being especially vulnerable in cases of natural disaster. Thus, the lack of careful planning has led to poor preparation for massive rainfall events in terms of where the water from the floods would go. The Houston area was also very vulnerable due to its loss of habitat over the years. As the city has expanded, wetlands, which absorb excess water, have been paved over with concrete. Due to the fact that concrete is an impermeable surface, it generates runoff that clogs and overwhelms waterways. Even ones made for storm preparation, such as levees and retention basins. Houston is also home to extensive road networks. More roads leads to more impermeable surfaces, giving water really no place to go.
If you were to hear the term 100-year flood, what would you think it meant?
Well, probably a flood that lasted for about 100 years.
Every 100 years, a flood happens.
Or
one flood happens and it is affected for 100 years.
A flood that's been occurring for over 100 years.
I think that means that all of the icebergs are gonna melt and we're gonna all flood. Everything's gonna flood for hundreds of years.
A lot of water for a long time.
Glaciers melting, so there's like an overflow of water.
Flood that lasts 100 years. And it's like the every 100th year there's a wave in the freshwater that fishermen, like, that's like the year to get fish. Like, it's the 100th wave, like, fish galore.
A 100-year flood is a flood that has a 100-year recurrence interval. The recurrence interval determines the probability that the given event will be equaled or exceeded in any given year. In other terms, a 100-year flood has a 1% probability of happening every year. A more accurate name for this occurrence would be a 1 in 100 chance flood.
What do you think are some negative effects of road salts on freshwater habitats in the area?
I have no idea.
It's probably bad.
Fish probably die.
Taking salt away from the ocean, like, that's bad for the habitats there, right? Kind of.
The animals, because they're used to fresh water and then they're getting salt and dirt into their climate and into their homes. They dissolve into groundwater and they make fresh water salty, and that might disrupt some habitats.
When the salt runs off the water runs off the road, the salt can affect the water that the animals drink, which can be damaging to their health.
There could be like runoff, and it might go to like the fresh water that we have in the area, but like a solution could be possibly using sand.
Wait, like ice salt?
Yeah.
We don't have those back home.
Salts used to de-ice roads in the winter make their way into freshwater habitats through runoff, splash and spray from cars and wind, and through groundwater infiltration. The chloride in the salt is toxic to the environment and is not naturally broken down. The conductivity level is increased, putting organisms such as fish, macroinverts, insects, and amphibians at risk. The increased salinity creates stress for organisms, impacting species diversity and survival rates.
What percent of the world's water is freshwater?
25, 40,
12%.
20%.
24%.
30%.
5%? Like 3% of it? It's 6%.
40%.
39.
Wait, I take my answer back. What? 10.
2.6% of all water on the Earth is fresh water. Of that 2.6%, 77% is frozen in glaciers or snow. 22.9% is found in groundwater, and only 0.1% of fresh water is found in lakes. 2.6% doesn't seem like a lot, but we all need fresh water to survive, and keeping freshwater habitats clean and restored is essential for all living things.
Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you learned something today.
Yeah, I think they did.
I think so.
I think they did.
Yeah.
Our goal was really to educate PC about these freshwater issues, and we really hope we did that.
See you next time.
Bye.